Dolphins Today is presented by Manscaped. If you go to manscaped.com and use promo code Dolphins, you can get 20% off plus free shipping on Manscaped products. With that, we get into today's show. I am Will Scott. Welcome into Dolphins Today. We're going to be breaking down the top 10 free agent targets for the Miami Dolphins after the Mohamed Sanu signing. And we've seen a lot of signings in the NFL this week. Could the Dolphins make a move? They have signed Tino, Ellis. They have signed Sanu. Maybe another signing is in the near future. But first, go down and subscribe to the channel if you're all about the Fins, because we're bringing you Dolphins news, Dolphins rumors here on today's show. Go down and subscribe so you don't miss anything, because they could make another move in the near future. Perhaps that move is bringing in Reuben Foster. Now, this is a guy we've talked about on the show, and he's very popular amongst Dolphins fans on Twitter. I've seen a lot of stuff on Finn's Twitter about bringing Foster in. Now, he met with the Dolphins on April 8th. We really haven't heard anything since. He obviously was not signed, and he has not played in an NFL game in 4 years, waived by the 49ers after a domestic violence charge in 2018. Then he was picked up by Washington, but in the offseason program with the now Commanders, he tore his ACL and LCL in 2019, has not played in the NFL since. But I'm all for bringing this guy in, kind of giving him another chance to play in the NFL. We saw the potential with San Francisco. He was very good in his rookie season, a former first-round pick out of Alabama. I'd like to bring him in. I'd like to give him a chance to compete for a spot on this roster, and I think a lot of Dolphins fans are kind of on the same page there. Do you want to sign Reuben Foster? Type S for sign or type P for pass. Down in the comments section, go down, chime in. Do you want to bring in Reuben Foster? I know a lot of y'all want to bring in a center, and JC Tretter, obviously someone we're going to talk about a little bit later, but let's talk about Matt Paradis right now, because he's a pretty good backup plan if you don't sign Tretter. Last season, he ranked 16th overall as amongst all centers on PFF with a 66.9 grade. Run block grade, not great in 2020. It was very much improved the 2021 season, but he is a far better option at the center position than Michael Dieter or Connor Williams. I'm all for signing Paradis. Sheldon Richardson would be an interesting signing because it would add some depth to the defensive line, and I think the edge rusher situation right now for the Dolphins is very good. However, they could use some depth amongst interior defensive linemen. And yeah, Sheldon Richardson is not the player he once was, but he's still a productive player. 39 tackles, 2.5 sacks last season. You see the numbers kind of dip a little bit as time goes on, from 2020 to 2021. But he's still a productive player that would add some depth to this Dolphins defense. Raekwon Davis struggled last year. I think he's going to have a much better year this year, but it'd be nice to have a trustworthy backup on that defensive line. Odell Beckham Jr., we're going to talk about him just because he is arguably the best free agent still out there and available in NFL free agency. And yes, I understand the Dolphins do not need a wide receiver, especially after the Mohamed Sanu signing, but OBJ would be a lot of fun. And OBJ proved last year that he is still a very good player. And I think a lot of people, when he was with Cleveland, thought he was washed up, and then he goes to L.A. and is the OBJ of old. 5 touchdowns in 8 games, over 300 yards, nearly 30 receptions. The Rams do not win a Super Bowl without this guy. That is how big he was down the stretch, and he could be the secret weapon for the Dolphins, because he could be the third wide receiver on this team, and defenses might low-key forget about him because they got to worry about Tyreek Hill. They got to worry about Jalen Waddle. They might kind of forget that OBJ is in the slot, and you could bring him back the second half of the season. So let's say the Dolphins are 5-3, 6-2 in a playoff race, right up there with the Bills in the AFC East, and then you bring out OBJ. Good luck stopping that Dolphins offense. But the Dolphins do not need to prioritize signing another wide receiver, and that's why I gave the Mohamed Sanu signing a C grade, because I don't think that the Dolphins need to be signing wide receivers. There's greater needs on this football team, including the offensive line and including the linebacker position. Now, do you want to sign Odell Beckham Jr.? If so, type OBJ down in the comments, and you can do that multiple times. Or type no BJ if you do not want to sign OBJ. It is the pinned comment on today's video. When ad break comes, go down, chime in. Do you want to bring Odell Beckham Jr. to Miami? Let's talk about Jake Lacina. Lacina to Miami. A lot of you guys want to bring in my guy Jake Lacina, who played at Augustana University in South Dakota. And I've said on this show before that if they sign Lacina, I will order Augustana University gear and wear it here on Dolphins Today, because Augustana University is now a supporter of Dolphins Today. We appreciate the head coach. We appreciate the offensive coordinator retweeting that Lacina to Miami video. I'm all about Augustana University, where he played. Was considered to be the best center in the USFL this year, playing for the New Jersey Generals. And the Generals had the best offensive line in the USFL. He was the captain of that offensive line as the center. And, of course, the Dolphins could still use a center. Yes, I know that Connor Williams is on this football team, and that is the plan going forward for him to be the center. But then you have Michael Dieters as backup center, who I think we all agree is more of a guard than he is a center, even though he played center last year. So the Dolphins need a true center on this football team. Jake Lacina can be that guy. And if you want Jake Lacina in Miami, go down in the comment section and spam hashtag Lacina to Miami. Let's bring a real center to the Miami Dolphins. While you're down there, you can find the link and promo code for Manscaped, and they're offering 20% off plus free shipping on the Lawnmower 4.0. And this is a must-have if you're a dude. Trust me, I use it. It is awesome. And I know that Kate Bush is trending. If you're watching Stranger Things, you don't need to be worried about Kate Bush and that amazing song, Running Up That Hill. You need to be worried about your own bush. Lawnmower 4.0 is going to take care of that. Also, while you're on manscaped.com, go and get the Boxers 2.0. These are the most comfortable boxers that you can get. I wear them every day. They're fantastic. 20% off plus free shipping, but you got to use that promo code to get the deal. Manscaped.com, promo code Dolphins. Before we get into more free agent targets, I do want to talk about this because Dov reported this morning. The Patriots' offensive play caller is former Lions head coach Matt Patricia, according to NFL Network. Patricia called the plays on the first day of Patriots camp and is listed as the senior football advisor / offensive line coach on the team. This is just a joke. Producer Jack Lauderay, Patriots fan, is an absolute shambles here at Chat Sports this morning. Spam LOL Pats down in the comments section. They legitimately might win 3 or 4 games all year. They're going to finish last in the AFC East. Go and type LOL Pats down in the comments section because Matt flipping Patricia is their offensive coordinator. We got Mike McDaniel and Frank Smith. We're feeling pretty good in Miami. I'd be feeling much better, though, if they signed Bobby Massie, who is my number 5 free agent target for the Dolphins, and he would be a massive, and I mean a massive upgrade over Austin Jackson, a 70 PFF grade last season for the Broncos, one of the best offensive linemen left in NFL free agency. And I've seen him linked to the Dolphins by Bleacher Report, SB Nation, a couple other sites have mentioned him as a free agent target. I would love to bring Massie to Miami. Trey Flowers is an interesting prospect here, and to be honest, I actually had Carlos Dunlap on this list ahead of Trey Flowers, but Dunlap just got signed this morning, so Flowers is, in my opinion, the best edge rusher still out there and available in free agency. But like I said earlier, the Dolphins have a lot of depth there. They should be set, but if they can somehow bring Flowers in on a cheap, team-friendly one-year deal, I'd be all for it, and he would make the Dolphins' defense even more dangerous. So would A.J. Johnson, and I am the biggest A.J. Johnson fan you're probably going to find here at Chat Sports. I really like him, and maybe a reason he hasn't been signed is because he suffered a torn pectoral muscle in Week 6, missed the rest of the season, but he is a hard-hitting, physical linebacker, ranked as one of PFF's top 5 off-ball linebackers in the NFL in both 2019 and 2020. Here's what he did in 2020, his last full season: 124 tackles, 5 QB hits, 4 tackles for loss. I really like A.J. Johnson. In fact, I'm all in. And I know the Dolphins' linebacker situation right now is very interesting because Duke Riley and Channing Tindall, right now, both of those guys are not slated to start. But I still think bringing in Johnson, maybe on a 1 or 2 year deal, would be very beneficial for this Dolphins defense. And then maybe that would make a Landon Roberts a trade candidate. Do you want to sign A.J. Johnson? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comment section. I'm going to be spamming Y down in the chat. I hope you do as well. JC to Miami, number 2 free agent target for the Dolphins, and I think a lot of y'all are going to be surprised he's not number 1. Stick around a second to find out who is. But the Dolphins should absolutely bring JC to Miami. In fact, before this week, we hadn't talked about him in weeks, but we're starting to see more signings in the NFL. The Dolphins should bring JC to Miami because he is one of the best centers in football, and the center position right now for the Dolphins is the biggest weakness on this football team. He just allowed 1 sack last season. His run grade was really solid. He would fit in very well with what the Dolphins are looking to do on offense. However, they seem to be committed to Connor Williams at that position. For some odd reason, I know we reported 2 months ago that he was going to be the center, and I was kind of hoping that would change, but we're in training camp, and that is the plan for Connor Williams to be the center. But if things go south at camp, if Williams is snapping the ball like this, oh my goodness. Okay, we good? We good? Okay, I thought that was a light. No, we're good. I didn't break anything. But Connor Williams is definitely going to break Tua, which is why you should go down and spam JC to Miami. If you still want JC Tretter in Miami, bring JC to Miami. Hashtag JC to Miami. Down in the comment section, go down and let me know. However, JC might be headed to Tampa Bay. This coming from Jenna Lane of ESPN, who is the Buccaneers reporter for ESPN. Buck center Ryan Jensen just went down. Again, this is this morning. A golf cart came out to get him, and all teammates huddle around him. He's heading to the training room. So we still don't have an update on Jensen. It sounds bad, and I think the reason that JC has been waiting to sign is because of a situation like this. Think about this. JC is going to get more money now than he would have months ago, weeks ago, and he might be able to go and go to Tampa Bay, play for the Super Bowl contending Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and be snapping the football to the GOAT. That is why JC is waiting to sign. Daryl Williams is also waiting to sign. He is my number 1 free agent target for the Miami Dolphins, and a reason for that is because, number 1, I think that Connor Williams is going to be the center. I think the Dolphins have confidence in Williams at that position. I can't say the same about Austin Jackson or Liam Eichenberg at the right tackle position. And the great thing about Williams is he's versatile. So right now, Eichenberg is slated to be the left guard. Jackson slated to be the right tackle. I don't have confidence in either one of those guys, those 2 positions. Daryl Williams, very versatile. He can play guard. He can play tackle. He can absolutely be a great fit on this football team. But the Riley Reiff signing kind of affected the market, right? Because Reiff got $12.5 million from the Chicago Bears. And so you're looking at the Reiff signing, and I think that's going to affect the market because Williams is like, wait, Reiff got $12.5 million? I want $13 or $14 million. That's what's going to happen. Are the Dolphins willing to pay Williams that much? They have the cap space to do it, but I don't know. Now go down. Let me know who your top free agent target for the Dolphins is. I am curious to hear what y'all think. Is it JC? Is it Daryl? Is it AJ? Go down. Chime in. Also want to give some shout-outs to the loyal subscribers we have here at Dolphins Today. These were the first 10 people that commented on yesterday's training camp video. Bill Lyon, Gary Dunn, Fins Up, Ruthless Productions, Cameron Reed, Poke Greninja 39, Ninja Alex 2K7, TY, John Ruiz, David Richards, Johan. We all appreciate you subscribing and commenting on Dolphins Today.